I need a teleprompter and writers.
Don't worry, I won't tell.
Welcome, everybody, to Content Pending the Show.
Hey!
Podcast that takes place in Austin, Texas at beautiful Don's Depot.
Scenic.
On the scenic patio of Don's Depot. This is a podcast that likes to look at the things that happened over the week and talk about them with interesting people over a libation or a drink, etc. Whatever you like to say, depending on how pretentious you want to be. My co-host tonight is Adam McWaters.
Hi, I'm Adam.
Hi, Adam. How's it going?
I'm happy to be here.
I'm glad you're here, too.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It feels good, man.
Yeah.
JPEG.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Adam's usually like one of our guest buddies. Like I said, they're my co-host.
I killed and ate Dylan, and
I consumed his power.
I took all his powers.
Is that why you're drinking vodka now?
Yes.
Gross.
It's nothing but vodka.
Cough syrup.
And it's an IV drip, so come on, let's not call it drinking. Let's call it what it is.
Well, I mean, you don't want to get the calories.
That's right.
Empty calories otherwise.
I gotta work on this bod.
Are there calories in blood transfusions? I have just the person to ask.
Just the person to ask with us today.
Our guest this week is Nick Kean-aissance, coming back from the show. He said that for 8 months.
Probably around 8 months since I've been back. Yeah,
yeah.
it's been quite a while.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you. Always happy to be invited and happy to be here.
Yeah, you're always welcome. You can always just crash this place if you want.
Oh, well.
You can just take you can host if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll leave.
I have to kill and eat Travis.
I'll turn the record button on if that helps.
My hosting powers are so potent. You have to eat like half of me. So.
You have to lick him.
Yeah.
You have to lick him a lot.
Licking me just gets an intro out of the way.
It's like a toad.
Yeah.
Makes the intro go faster.
Let's get high on Travis. If I smoked weed, I would totally make a podcast called Let's Get High on Travis. But I don't smoke weed, Mom. Nick, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Yeah.
This week was a little interesting. Started off, I had this case of vertigo. I woke up on Monday morning and the world was spinning, and it went away while I was at work, but upright. But then I went to the gym and it returned as soon as I did some exercises laying down. Yeah. Went home, tested it out, and I could make it happen laying down or getting back up. The whole world just spinning. Pretty scary stuff.
Was it fully horizontal when it started to happen?
Yes. So it was the motion rather of like laying down.
Okay.
So laying down, it would stop after a while, and so I could sleep.
Yeah.
You know,
that was a follow-up question for sure. Yeah.
I went to the doctor and they're like, "We'll do some blood tests, CT. We'll schedule you for a CT scan the next day or whatever."
Yeah.
But it had only been 2 days, and I was like, "Well, I think I'll just wait it out." And they had also cleaned out my ears too, because that can affect your inner ear and whole balance. And the next day it went away, thankfully.
Yeah.
So it was awesome because
that is awesome.
It's been a series of things in the past year. I had some like upper back stuff and stuff that didn't go away like in 2 days, like they always tell you. Oh, it'll be fine, you know.
Walk it off.
This was a welcome surprise.
Rub some
This was a welcome surprise that it went away.
Yeah, that sounds like a happy thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Man.
Yes.
I only experienced it probably once in my entire life, and it was while I was driving.
Eesh.
And it was over in a split second. Like it was like
For that split second.
for that split second,
Yeah.
it was like maybe I should never drive again. That's I mean that's how it's just so disorienting.
Oh
Yes.
And especially if you know what's going to keep happening. I'm glad you're able to sleep.
Yeah.
Because
a state of vertiginousness.
vertiginousness.
Yes, that is not an ideal condition to have.
It's almost like
Evan,
the body's trying to tell you something.
Yeah. Evan, actually, our boy Evan, he had a long run when he was younger where his vertigo was crazy.
Yeah, and he it got really bad. I still work with Evan, our friend Evan. Work with him up at ERCOT, and it got really bad as an adult too until he changed his diet.
Yeah,
Interesting.
It was completely dietary related.
Yeah.
And he found out that he was allergic to
Everything.
Well, egg protein, gluten, and milk products.
Oh.
And then he fasted for a while, and then he was able to eat cheeseburgers without feeling awful. And he's basically been okay since.
Without the world turning around.
Yeah. Because no, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad it went away just as quickly as it came on. But that's when I went to see the doctor. She was like, it could be a million things.
Great.
So, yeah, it's not.
Can you pick three?
Yeah.
Could you maybe try to narrow
Three
it
positive
down?
ones, yeah.
Could you maybe?
But they did take the test, though, right?
The blood test,
Yeah.
I did not go in for the CT exam because it was the next day, and I thought that was a little too quick, and it's also like a really intense thing to do. You know, it's like that because that, unlike some of those like tests, is actually X-ray, so it's radiation. So
Right.
you kind of want to save those up for when you really know you need one.
Your radiation
Wait,
tokens.
So
yeah.
2 days in, I decided, I'm
So
gonna
getting X-rayed
wait this
weekly is not a healthy thing to do.
No, not necessarily. I mean, I think we've all seen Chernobyl by now.
I haven't watched it yet, but I heard it
Oh,
was
really?
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
It's about vertigo.
It's just about vertigo.
kind of.
Vertigo testing.
Yeah. The Soviet Union in general was, long and short, could be boiled down to vertigo.
Yeah, well, welcome.
Thank you.
For people who are strangers to the show, we kind of talk about basically everything and let things go kind of organically. I've been trying to keep all political stuff because it always comes up in all the conversation we have. Because you're at a bar and eventually people talk about politics.
Which
guess.
says more about us, I think.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But I'd like to kind of leave that towards the end, and so we try to talk about the fun things.
The good stuff.
Yeah, the good stuff.
The good things.
And Adam, you were saying before we were recording.
Yes. In our dry run.
Yeah, that are driving. That you also had some kind of good news this week as well.
This week? Good news?
Yeah.
Or the thing I was excited about?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
That you heard this week.
Yes, The
Yeah.
Boys. The Boys. The TV show The Boys is coming on July 26th alongside the Veronica Mars
Go.
season, which I'm also very excited about. Which
What's
makes
the-
me happy. So The Boys was a comic written by Garth Ennis back in the day, basically working around the idea of superheroes gaining such a level of influence and celebrity and kind of the fallout of what occurs
Okay.
with
Okay.
that.
That's a fun spin.
yeah.
Yeah, really fun stuff. It looks great. The trailer looks great, unlike Doom Patrol.
Oh, dude.
So it seems like
That's
maybe,
on the DC channel.
Oh,
yeah, but
God.
maybe if there's any justice in this world, which there isn't, but if there were, hypothetically, this would make up for the Doom Patrol abortion.
Did you watch the Swamp Thing?
I did not watch Swamp Thing, but I heard it was actually really good.
Yeah, and it's already canceled as well.
Yeah, I
Yes.
also
Yeah.
heard it was already canceled. So
Yeah.
Well, it was canceled
Again,
because
see,
they.
Can't
also,
have anything nice.
Yeah, see also no justice in
Yeah.
the world. Yeah.
Well, they ran out of money because taxes.
Yeah.
Like the big tax for anyone who doesn't know, I guess. Like they had a good run, and they had, I guess, a couple of $1 million in tax revenue that was going to be shut down. Basically, what was it? North Carolina? Was it South Carolina? Georgia? Somewhere in the South.
I'm guessing one of the
But
Carolinas.
they had a big tax write-off that failed. Paperwork
Yeah.
came back wrong or whatever, so they had to pull the plug because they just couldn't
Right.
afford to make more episodes. They had like 3 or 4, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I heard it was
That's
great.
a shame.
They're
That's a
looking.
shame.
Other channels are looking at picking up, including HBO, but I have no idea if that'll come to fruition. Or not.
HBO, huh? That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
That would be interesting because Swamp Thing deserves an HBO treatment.
I'll tell you, this year has been a year of me getting in touch with middle school geek Nick. In that, I was talking with you guys before we started recording that got back into D&D, so I've been playing a little of that. I
Sweet.
also have been getting back into comic books. And luckily, I've missed out on so much that I can just read trade paperbacks and not wait on monthlies, which is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, that's really nice.
And also start with stuff that is pretty critically acclaimed and for good reason.
I think that's a sign of
Yeah.
adulthood.
Yeah.
Is when it's like, well, can I get it in a collection? Like, and they're like, oh yeah, we have one left. Great. That
Yeah.
sounds great.
I will pay any price.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you that I think I was recommending to you a couple of weekends ago, Adam, a Mr. Miracle
Yeah.
book that's been put out by Tom King and artist Mitch Gerard. And it's fantastic. Mr. Miracle's a new god character created by Jack Kirby back in the 70s for DC line. And it's outstanding.
Awesome.
Outstanding. It deals with depression. It deals with the domestic side of love and family and having kids, but then also legacy and war. And it's amazing.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I'll check it out. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I wonder with the superhero boom as we're still experiencing. It's been 12 years, I guess, as the ramp up, Endgame finally came out. Spider-Man coming in a couple weeks now, and of course Doom Patrol and Swamp Thing and The Boys. I guess everyone trying to pick up all the stuff. Like this is probably just going to be an entire Marvel episode. But I'm curious what the reaction's been to comic sales. I wonder if people are doing like you're doing and picking more comics up and reading those stories as the stories as it could be.
Yeah,
or whatever,
I haven't seen any numbers about it, but it's just like I don't know if like Game of Thrones caused that book series readership to go up.
Yeah.
It already had a huge one, but it's like a lot of people I think got into the show and just they have no interest in reading any novels. So
well, sure. Well, that's a kind of it's supposed to be a 1-to-1, but I guess at least it's saying it's like a movie comes out, people will buy the book, but the book says based on the movie or whatever kind of. goofy horseshit you can do there. But when it's 1-to-1, like, you know, wanting to go back and read like some Golden Age Spider-Man, for example, where the stories are completely different, seems kind of fascinating. Or reading the Infinity War or saga,
the original,
one, to see. Although that's probably way jarring for people who don't read comics.
We actually, after we saw Endgame, we went and met up with a couple that we're friends with, and one of the guy was saying that he tried to read Infinity Gauntlet, but he was not a comic book fan before then, and he couldn't get through it because it's just too in the weeds.
It is so much to know real quick.
And I'll tell you, that's the key. That's the problem with some of the stuff when I started picking up comic books again, and the reason I gave up comic books to begin with is the crossover stuff. Like you have to get 5 different books, and there's just you can't just read standalone stories, or it's not one long
or it's like
story over 10 issues or something like that.
Right.
Travis, you had a run where you wanted to read like all the New 52 or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you're like, and
or Emperor Joker, New 52,
Joker,
and what was there was a third one that was I was reading Guardians of the Galaxy in order, quote unquote. And the funny thing about that is like I don't collect things, so it's really hard. I really want to read comics, but I don't like collecting things. I also don't like paying for them. So if I can find a thing to download, I did find a collection.
That's a natural human response.
But it was a fan built collection essentially that had all the comics and all the comics in order.
I want to enjoy it, but I don't want to put any effort, and I don't want to pay for it.
No, I mean, I want to put the effort into doing it. I just don't want to. I don't want a stack of stuff at my house.
Right, you get one
that stuff.
That's absolutely fair.
That's really what I mean. It's like I don't like collecting shit.
Yeah.
But anyway,
that became a problem. Yeah.
So anyway, I got this collection of those 3 things: Emperor Joker and Guardians of the Galaxy specifically. Both were these like really difficult things to trace through because if you're just trying to follow the thread of the entire story, Emperor Joker was 9 different comic runs,
series,
like different series that you had to read and then read and then read.
Thank God for that glorious nerd that knows every single one, just like makes a collection of CBRs, that one issue that is relevant to this story in that one tangential run.
It's like Detective Comics number 274, but the number is 005 Detective Comics. So you can read it just in order and you get the story.
Yeah,
and it's tough because Emperor Joker's fucking badass. Okay. But like without sharing that thing, without sharing the I can't say okay, go find Detective Comics this and this and this and this and this and this, just so you can read this one thing that I'm interested in right now. It's like really tough. Yeah. But it is really actually absolutely worth it.
And now we've made a case for piracy.
Yeah,
see, this is easy. It's about access.
Yeah, it's about
access, just like David said.
Mm-hmm. Because even the apps, like if you were to buy like Marvel or DC's, like here's all the comics we've ever produced or the main things or whatever, like they're not going to push you in line. No, and they're going to have the same thing, the crossover shit, where they're going to say at the bottom, see issue blah 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 of this other thing that happened 20 years ago or whatever. Like, I mean,
and if you're not of the mind or persuasion or willpower to like keep track of all that and like make a fucking chart, which God bless those who are doing that, because I don't have the fucking time or patience.
Well, and there are now a whole world of indie books, one-shots, and miniseries that are completely isolated, and that's great. But if you want to read some of your most beloved characters and check in on them, more times than not, even if it's got a good story going on for 3 issues, it's like, now it's Secret Wars returns again, you know? And
Super Secret Wars.
Check in with the rebooted New Mutants and see what they're doing.
Right. Yeah. Or like trying to read...
No, I'm good.
Like trying to read Civil War or the New 52. The first run of the New 52 was a long series of what's happened after some catastrophe. And like, I started reading it without reading anything before that, so I didn't know what the catastrophe was. I just knew that two things were serious or were true. The Flash is dead again, and this because every Earth always has a Flash who kills himself doing something to keep the Earth from exploding.
It's really all he's good for.
Universes got collided and all this shit. So that was true.
And delivery.
And Superman does not have any superpowers. But everything else is like, that's what you pick up from context because they're showing you that stuff and telling you. Everything else is like, Booster Gold's here. If you don't know who Booster Gold is, I love Booster Gold too, but fucking weird character. And now it's like, this is the Booster Gold Prime where he's got sponsorships all over him, and he's using his time travel knowledge to go to where crimes are going to be and solving them really quick, so he gets all the extra money and shit. But if you don't know any of that shit, it's really
also in comics. One of the what I would argue is the greatest bromance was Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. They had this long run
Yeah.
of them like getting up to shit together. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that I pitched a DC book, Miracle Man, because they actually, not just in the movies, can't seem to decide what to do because they constantly reboot their entire continuity
Yes.
in the comic books as well.
Yeah.
In perpetuity.
Yeah.
That's all of them. I mean, unless it's like a one shot
I don't
guy.
know that Marvel ever really did that.
Marvel
with
did
X-Men.
that with Spider-Man
Well,
3
yeah.
times.
But X-Men, it was like, that's notorious. Like, they just paint themselves in corners and say, well, Wolverine has no bones.
Yeah.
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 Oh, shit, where'd your bones go,
Right,
Wolverine?
right. Oh, Xavier is dead for the 700th time. They don't say new universe. They just say, like, meanwhile.
Meanwhile.
Yeah.
2 weeks previous.
Well, and they did a riff on that in the Miracle Man thing, not to spoil, but in the universe, it's not
Earlier.
really confirmed whether they're participating in the entire DC continuity or not,
Okay,
even
sure.
though Booster Gold and Blue Beetle do show up to do basically go out drinking with Mr. Miracle,
Like
which
they
is
do.
fantastic.
I love 'em.
Like they
but
do.
then towards the end, he's trying. Mr. Miracle's trying to decide whether his reality is what he's observing or not, and someone is talking to him, helping him talk it out, and he's trying to decide: is the reality that you're experiencing good enough, or do you really want something where the heroes are in constant crises? Yeah. But then everything works out, and I'm like, okay, I like that.
Awesome.
I don't know if you know about this. We need to take a break, but I was thinking about the differences between the two universes and how things work. You guys know about there's a character that DC and Marvel both co-own whose superpower is keeping those universes from talking to each other.
Oh, yeah,
His name is
yeah.
Access. He is literally a character that is in charge of preventing the Marvel and DC universes from ever combining. So
Okay.
that's the
Crossing.
reason why.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, that means it's canon that Batman could never meet Tony Stark or any of that shit. Otherwise, it's fan fiction. Fucking
Otherwise,
asshole.
fucking fan.
Darth Vader can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Darth Vader versus
Disney.
Disney.
Because
Yeah.
Disney.
Yeah, because Disney.
Yeah. Well, now because Disney.
Now, because Disney. Let's take a break and we'll come back with more show. Bye-bye.
You know what the kids love these days? It's terrible.
Welcome back to the show, buddy.
Hey.
Segment 2. Well, I guess we're still talking about comics.
Is it recording?
It is recording, yeah. It's red.
Oh, I see.
It's green now when it's, yeah.
okay.
When it's not.
I get it.
But we're back.
Hey.
Hey, guys. Still hanging out with Adam. Still hanging out with Nick.
Hi.
Yeah, so, we started talking about comic books because, we try to keep a rolling email of, topics that come over the week that we want to, really talk about.
You're magnificently bad at it.
Yeah. Well, I tried to pick it back up this week.
I
Thinking
saw
you
it. You did well. You did very
Thank you.
well. It was very inspirational.
And thank you. Because a big portion of it is the have we decided on what the word should be? The portmanteau of Keanu Reeves and Renaissance.
I like Kean-aissance.
Kean-aissance.
I like that, too.
Okay. It sounds like a condiment to me, but
I know. Delicious, though. isn't it?
Kean-aissance.
Kean-aissance, yeah.
Kean-aissance.
It's mixed right in. But yeah, and talk about Keanu Reeves. He's obviously. John Wick 3 came out, and I guess people liked it. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'm still worried about seeing it, but
I still
whatever.
haven't seen it either, but I did hear, whereas John Wick 2 was John Wick 1 without the heart or direction, John Wick 3 is arguably better than 1.
Interesting. And I've heard really good things about 3.
Then again, the same people saying it
Really
might
liked it
have
first.
also
Yeah.
liked the
Like
second
2.
one.
Okay.
Which
Okay.
there's no reason to like the second one. It's awful.
I'll check that out when I can see it at home. But so John Wick 3, of course, Bill and Ted's Bill and Ted Face the Music is coming out next year.
Yeah.
Finally making a third one of those movies or whatever.
I'm pretty okay with that.
I'm okay with it too. I'm gonna enjoy it.
Bogus Journey is one of my favorite movies.
And Keanu Reeves is known to be a really nice dude. I guess in The Matrix, he spent some portion of his proceedings to buy motorcycles for the cast and crew or some shit, something ridiculous like that. And there's been a meme that's been
Weird
going on.
flex, but
Yeah,
Sad Keanu.
There's a couple of one of the memes that's been going around a lot is Keanu Reeves meeting a person who is really excited to meet Keanu Reeves because he's gonna have surgery soon. He's really worried about it. He needs a kidney replaced, and Keanu Reeves went and pulled his own
goes
kidney
up to his
out.
car. He's
What
back.
a nice
for
guy. Yeah.
5 minutes later, and he gave me his kidney.
Yeah, he's just that nice guy.
Yeah.
But also, fuck, there's so many fucking memes about it, and it includes comics, Marvel, that they've been trying to get him in a Marvel movie for every Marvel movie basically since
And
they've
we're at
been
what,
making them.
2023?
And then I guess Spider-Man was 24.
Now, I think that, how do you even say that guy's name? The producer of the Marvel movies, Kevin
Feige.
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 I think he's totally lying, though. I think he knows
Yeah, of
Keanu's
course,
hot
yeah.
right now,
Yeah,
and
might
so
as
he's
well
saying
punch it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's not going to be like, no, we never thought about it.
That guy, he sucks.
Yeah.
Who?
You know what the kids love these days? It's terrible.
I heard that guy doesn't even have all of his kidneys. Yeah, and I mean that's probably 100% true.
But-
You know, there's no real reason for it because
I'm kind of curious,
But
like,
it's
when
so-
did because John Wick was the first one was acclaimed to begin with.
Well,
so when does this Kean-aissance happen?
Well, the thing is,
it's almost canon.
yeah, right.
Started here
The thing, I guess, the thing is, like John Wick 1 happened. Everyone was shocked that it was, including me. I was shocked that it was good,
Yes,
much less that good, right?
Right.
Because
especially as heartfelt as it was.
because Banjo was like, you have to watch it, you have to, and I'm like, fine. Can't sleep anyway. I'm going to watch this. And I was
Yeah.
like, "Fuck, this is good!" Like, God damn it, Ben was right, and it was great. But he doesn't do a lot of movies since he didn't do a lot since The Matrix. He just didn't. And then like the sad Keanu thing happened. That meme
Right.
occurred where it's just like there was a paparazzi picture of him looking sad on a bench or something.
Yeah.
And-
Eating by himself too.
eating by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. But like he just looked sad, and that became a meme. And it's just
Yeah.
like nobody really thought anything about
Just
it.
constantly sympathetic for him.
Right,
you know?
and now he's done some new stuff, and he's done a really great job.
Yep.
And turns out he's a super nice guy. He got a lot of attention for that. Look at every picture he is with like a person, like getting
Yeah.
a selfie,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he won't touch them.
He won't touch them. He does the
And
Christian
playing
side
it
hug.
safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does the hand
the hover hand. Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone's. And now that was a big debate, like whether or not he's just being like,
Just that courteous or what?
or
yeah.
if he's like definitely trying to like dodge a court order or some shit, like because that's like how the scene is now.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's just that awkward. He seems like
I
that
think
awkward.
maybe he
Yeah.
doesn't want to touch people.
Yeah, that's
like
what I
maybe
mean.
he
Yeah.
doesn't like any of this stuff. That's why he probably didn't approve of the sad Keanu thing. Like maybe he's just an okay guy who's trying to be left alone and pick the wrong career.
He'd probably be okay with it, with the memes just in general. Is like,
Yeah.
because he's just. It seems like a guy who's just doing his best. But we're doing it right now. We don't know the guy. We
Correct.
only know the memes. We only know.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I
I've
don't
ever
think-
even seen an interview with
And
him.
honestly, I think if you're concerned that the memes are going to ruin Keanu Reeves, I think you're more misguided than you assume. Like, how is that going to affect him at all? Really?
Oh, no, it won't affect him.
Yeah.
The bottom line then turns into we've been inundated with so much information about him that people are sick of Keanu Reeves. I don't want people to be sick of people who seem like they're doing a good job.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we're just typically or generally just going out and trying to do nice.
Sure.
It's like, I mean, but it
I
didn't.
think-
It didn't happen to John Cena, you know.
Yeah.
Like he's still meme fucking here and back forever.
Right. He's
And
he's still like the #1 Make-A-Wish Foundation
Of
wish
all time.
Of all time.
Yeah. He's been to more hospitals than most
Yeah.
doctors. You know,
'Cause he's rad. He's a rad person.
He's a rad dude. And
Yeah.
they meme about him being invisible. You know.
Yeah.
But whatever. So, but I don't know. I think about that, and I don't want it to be oversaturated with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Because he's a sweetheart.
I also think we live in a world now, though, where our attention span is less than 3 days, and so
Oh, God.
we're
Sure.
not going to OD on Keanu because we won't remember very soon.
See, I guess like I'm not going to try to say I'm some kind of meme expert or whatever, but like the large collection of stuff that I consume on Reddit.
Department of Memes.
Yeah, it's just me.
Tenured professor.
I prefer Ministry of Memes.
That actually is more thematic.
Yeah,
isn't it?
that sounds better. But like the large amount of things that I consume on Reddit now are just these communities that have 3rd to 17th tier memes, and it's literally just now I'm seeing memes about Keanu Reeves asking those communities, very, very highly populated, very highly voted, asking those communities, please stop, because they're getting closer to making fun of him and actually respecting him.
Don't ever tell memes to stop. That just makes them.
Oh yeah,
make them
no, of
more.
course.
Yes.
Except for Millhouse, still won't be a meme.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, that was.
Feel better?
That was.
Well, that's it, folks.
Well, sure. That was also like a litmus test of
Yeah, but I think he's great.
meme.
Here's what you really need
knowledge
to
or
base your opinion of Keanu Reeves on. I think, and nobody's doing it, but I'm gonna right here, right now, give it to the world.
Okay.
Did you enjoy the movie Point Break?
Yes.
I've never seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
I love Point Break.
You know what, Travis? I think there is a very real possibility that you've never seen it because of me. because I saw it like 500 times as a kid. Mainly because it was like the only video that wasn't destroyed because it's VHS or whatever.
Sure.
Back in the day. But also because I kind of enjoyed it.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a fun, ridiculous movie. It's not a comedy. but
Gary
it's kind of-
Busey. That's all I have to say.
Gary Busey's in it.
Busey. Anthony Kiedis.
Yeah.
Gary Busey's just Nick Nolte when he doesn't take his meds. That's what I say.
Oh my God, that's a good point.
Mr. Busey and Dr.
yeah.
Nolte.
Dr. Nick and Mr. Busey.
I did always want to go see, and I know it's like playing into the whole meme culture thing, but the Point Break Live. You hear about that?
I haven't heard about that.
There's a Point Break Live. It's like
Jesus
one
Christ.
of those. It's like styled as like almost a Universal Studios kind of like water park live,
no.
live
What?
action kind of theater thing. It's been around for like 10 years.
What?
It's 15 years.
Yeah.
now.
But like if you really boil Point Break down, this is not spoilers or anything.
Sure.
It is effectively about crime and surfing.
Yeah.
The end. Like, how weird. Like, what
Sure.
a strange combination of things to write a story about.
Also, you've seen the original Fast and Furious. It's the same movie. They just like took it and put race cars in it.
Yeah,
Instead of
Or
surfboards.
street racing
surfboards.
cars.
Yeah.
It's literally the same thing.
Wait. No, well, okay.
Effectively.
Plot
it's-
for plot.
Yeah.
Plot
Yeah.
points, but
Yeah.
not there's no surf chase scenes.
Oh,
correct?
no.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping there was. I was hoping there was at least one, like, guy just trying to chase the other one across the waves or whatever to take him down. Or, nah.
It
Okay.
doesn't
No,
have
not
one
not so much. Honestly,
bummer.
it's worth. You should watch it. You should
Okay.
just give it a shot. It's probably not held up real well,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen it in a long time. But as a kid, I watched the shit out of Point Break. I watched it a lot.
That's tough because I tried watching Bad Boys. I think I was talking to you about this. I can't remember.
I'd watch Bad Boys again.
I tried watching Bad Boys for the first time, and I couldn't sit through it.
Yeah.
it's not a good movie.
Yeah.
It's like it's a Bruckheimer and Michael Bay before they broke up or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's just
when they were still fused into one being.
yeah. When they were
Those
just
halcyon days where they were both controlled.
salad days over homunculi. But seriously, like it was really tough. Like just the humor's so outdated, and then like their chemistry is just so strange and forced
It
and
is-
just 90s. It's so 90s.
It is so bad. The
So-
90s was a very confused decade. It was
Yeah.
nothing but confusion. I think.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Don't tell that to DJ Yoshi.
I know.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Poor boy. But
Please
he does.
listen.
He finds the gems. I'm not saying there weren't gems. There weren't good things that happened in the 90s. There were.
Out of sight.
Sure. 36 Chambers. That dropped in the 90s. It was a great album. Wu-Tang.
Letters to Cleo.
Not so great.
Thanks for keeping things in perspective for us.
Yeah. Thanks for balancing it
Let's just
out.
have to balance it out. Yeah.
Bringing the balance there.
Chumbawamba.
They're a fucked up story.
This is about the time where I think Josh is going to text me.
Yeah.
He's just going to...
When he's listening to this episode, he's going to text
Something's
me.
wrong. I can feel it. The death of
Yeah.
a million AOL discs.
Cried out and then went silent. Yeah. 1,044 baud.
And you know
modems.
what? You know what? I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry.
Well, and it's weird too because like when we talk about Marvel and Keanu Reeves, like the conversation of who he would actually play, like I have some really good ideas for who he'd play, but it'd probably be someone who doesn't emote, like you're saying before we started recording or whatever. But like,
I wonder.
but my thing is like he would be perfect for Doctor Strange if they made it in the 90s.
That's what I was. That's what I was thinking. I thought like he would probably be a pretty good Doctor Strange because I don't like seeing Benedict Cumberbatch with an American accent. I hate it.
Oh, I know it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like seeing Hugh Laurie speak British now.
Yeah.
Because I only knew him from House, and then trying to watch all the Blackadder and all his other shit.
Yeah.
And it's like
And it turns out he's from across the pond. He's been from across the pond the whole time.
the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, and you feel
The
betrayed.
call's coming from across the pond.
Yeah. Yeah, you feel a little betrayed.
Betrayed.
Yeah.
But
Well, that-
Benedict Cumberbatch is a great Doctor Strange.
He is. He did a
Yeah.
great job.
Yeah.
I do love him. In
I
that.
think Keanu could have done a good job with that as well.
I would love if they would stress the weird aspects of Doctor Strange more. You know,
Yep.
But that's
some
what I
of-
loved
yeah.
about the Doctor Strange movie and why I thought it was a winner. Like, it was so fun.
Yep.
It was so fun how weird
Yeah.
the magic was and how it all worked and how much is lying around everywhere.
That brings to mind that I was mentioning to you guys when we weren't recording about this book, Marvel: The Untold Story, and I talked a little bit about the creator rights issue, but really it talked a lot about Marvel's role in the 60s and 70s versus DC. And DC apparently was more for squares, whereas Marvel was for like the stoner counterculture. And you can look at some of those characters and how they were written.
Yeah.
Black Panther, Doctor Strange,
sure,
and the mystical cosmic aspects of all the storylines.
Crystal
and
hugging,
be like, wow,
right.
this is really, I see it now.
Right.
you
It's
know?
for people trying to heal their
Right.
kids with rocks.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, because the most overt is X-Men. We know X-Men was definitely part of the segregationist, like, metaphor.
Yeah,
whatever.
it was big into that scene.
But like hearing that, what was the book called again?
Marvel: The Untold Story.
Okay, cool. I might check that out because like I'm interested in that because like then that's one of the reasons why Marvel movies are so much easier to make. Like when we talk about off air, because like they're humans,
right out of the box from the factory.
Yeah.
They come with the human aspects, and they come with all the stuff that Marvel's been talking about since the dawn of it. You know,
like Spider-Man,
like
always having hard time Spider-Man,
over and over and over again.
just wants to go on vacation Spider-Man.
I'm excited for the new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
That's going to be great.
Yeah, Far From Home's gonna be good. I think.
I'm glad that they finally got over the origin story.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
Sony, thanks. Idiots.
Let's take a break and come back. Let's do this some more, guys. All right, bye.
We'll do more.
Disgruntled Christian employee.
Rated PG. Welcome back to the show, everybody. It's
hi.
Segment 3.
Segment 3. The Fighting 3.
I guess it's the Fighting 3. I remember that we also like gave that up because we didn't want to fight no more.
Well, we didn't really fight in the Fighting 3 in the first place. It was very rare when we had like a fight.
Yeah. I'm trying to bring up a topic to say like, hey, please.
I think we just kept it around because it was a cool name.
It's a fun name.
Yeah.
The Fighting 3. Maybe it's just a Colbert ripoff, but whatever.
Yeah, we're probably ripping somebody off. Come on.
It's about the time that we want to talk about something serious we can, but we also don't have to. So
I thought we've been talking about things seriously.
we've been talking about things seriously, but not about serious things.
Oh,
Right.
fair.
Yeah. Because no one cares. Marvel movies aren't going to make any money.
Comic books aren't going to save us.
Yeah.
And neither are their movies. Like,
Because like I had planned on talking about the Unplanned movie, the same people that made God is Dead, and God is Dead 2, God
Yeah, I
is
just
Dead 3. But that's like there's no
I'm not sure what to
know.
say
There's no
about
energy.
that.
Yeah.
It's like this is...
Yeah.
It's already been in existence.
It's
for,
dumb and stupid. It's people with a lot of
Couple months.
money
Yeah.
making movies that are the opposite of the
it's
other
catering
movies.
to the.
Like,
I mean, what's the wire? I mean, this is people who want to
Sure.
consume that and feel misrepresented or unrepresented in
Yeah.
media, and
Yeah.
you're like, okay, well,
I mean,
it's
yeah,
not for me.
you're
And I can tell.
already
Yeah.
viewing Planned Parenthood like you are. Like,
Absolutely.
nothing's going to really change your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just, go enjoy it. Go have fun. No censorship.
Only thing I was frustrated by is just how incredibly fictional it was because it's supposed to be based on a real life thing by this person named Abby Johnson.
yeah.
Of course, they're going to mix some things up and punch things up.
Oh, yeah. It's-
But at the same time, like the beginning of the movie is
They made it half true and half
beginning
good.
of the movie is a character at Planned Parenthood getting like employee of the month or whatever. When in reality, she was an awful employee. She was about to get fired before she decided to leave. But they made her this super
Right.
hero.
And I'm
human,
sure
whatever.
in her mind, she was
Yeah.
the best employee they ever
Right.
had, and they don't
Yeah.
know what they're missing,
Yeah.
and blah, blah, blah.
But that's too
Yeah,
dour, right? So
Of course not. Is it too dour? I don't agree, but
to talk about.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
That's a bigger issue.
right.
Disgruntled employee, the movie.
Yeah, disgruntled employee. Disgruntled Christian employee.
Rated PG. This summer.
This summer, bring your kids.
So what are you guys ready for when it comes to summer blockbusters?
What's coming out?
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, we got Spider-Man coming.
Yeah, but Spider-Man, that's
Yeah.
happening. I mean, I like that. I like that idea. Because I'm
Yeah.
loving those movies. I just, God damn it. That
I know
dude-
Tom Holland's a fucking treasure.
Tom Holland is a fucking world treasure.
But what else? Like I don't see like I know Adam, you don't have TV anymore, like cable TV, right?
Oh, God, no.
Yeah.
I haven't had it for
don't
like
either.
2
I
years.
have I have subscriptions to like HBO Now and things like that.
Sure.
But I don't see many commercials, so I keep out of the loop.
Yeah.
That's right.
I should really just get on YouTube and look at whatever trailers are up there because
Yeah.
that would get me up to speed better.
Well, that's why I
I'm the
appreciate
same way, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
aside
appreciate
from
the
this-
occasional red letter media, like
Yeah.
complaining about what's coming up.
Well, and I went to.
Like, okay, now I know.
I went to see Brightburn.
Yeah.
That was the last time I saw some trailers.
Yeah.
And did any of y'all see Brightburn?
Not yet, but I still want to see it.
And I told you my
Yeah,
big problem with it
Yeah.
right off the get go. Do you want to know? So
Bring it.
you guys already know the storyline in that it's what if Superman were adopted but were bad?
Yeah,
You know,
right.
And as a kid is
Right.
inheriting his powers and using them for evil.
Right, which I mean that's
And that's a pretty dark concept. If you're
is.
true to it, what they did immediately off the get-go was imply that his badness is coming from signals from the ship that he came in on. And that
Completely ruins the momentum there.
because you want to think like, oh, he's human and therefore,
Right.
will err and is going down a dark path and
Right.
can't stop or whatever. But instead, it immediately is saying, nah, he's probably a good kid, but now influenced
Sure.
by this.
But this thing
Yes.
keeps him from being a
and
good
that took
kid.
a lot of the oomph out of it. It would have been a lot darker the other way around.
Well, sure, but it
But
also
it was also what we expected.
it would have had a message too.
Yeah.
Right, but
You know?
that's what it needed to do. It
Yeah.
needed to be a dark story. That's
Right.
what
Because the
that's what
purpose-
that
yeah.
that's what that trope works on.
Yeah,
is,
so it was still dark and
Soviet Superman, the
Red Sun.
the what if, the
Yeah.
Red Sun, was fantastic. But also
Irredeemable again. Like,
irredeemable.
yeah.
Yeah, whole thing. Also, here's a point that Jesse actually brought up to me that I thought was pretty salient. How the fuck did those Kansas parents who were so good to little Clark Kent? How did they get his paperwork done? Like, he's effectively an illegal immigrant, isn't he?
Oh man, he was the first one. He was the first real illegal immigrant.
Yeah,
Most important son of America.
quite literally an illegal alien.
Yeah.
But nobody seems to give a shit.
I mean, a small town, Smallville, whatever. Probably had someone cook some books. You know.
I guess it would have to be that, right? Like,
Yeah.
Now, Jimmy, you owe me a favor.
Yeah.
You remember? I saved that cow.
You're right.
Like,
Steven, you remember when I pulled you out of that ditch? You still got that print shop?
we got us a little problem here.
Right. Real simple thing. Thing fell out of the sky. It was a human, but it ain't got no paperwork, so we're gonna need you to print some stuff.
hey, my wife's aching for a baby.
Right.
Like,
I just want to keep her distracted with this little alien. Could be real strong.
because I got harvesting to do.
Nothing-
Like, and that would have to be how it worked out.
That's
right?
exactly how it worked out. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. It was almost like we were there.
They should go into that story, like tangential from Superman. But like when he's still
PD.
yeah, no, like a Letterkenny
Ma
version
and Pa
of
Kent are
Smallville.
up to something.
You're right. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Something stinks in Smallville.
but it's
July
the
4th, 1935.
yeah, it's the cast of Letterkenny
Yeah.
doing it. Like, oh, this is good. We should write somebody.
Oh, and actually, like,
I just feel like the soft
I want-
illegal things they did to make sure that Clark Kent had paperwork.
I want a True Detective season 4 where it's just this story.
Yeah.
Like coming to the small town and trying to trace it back for decades of trying to figure out where Superman's papers were.
But no hospital has it.
Yeah. I'd ship it. Netflix is probably already making it right now.
Yeah. Also, I'm pumped that again. I mentioned Letterkenny, great show.
Yeah.
And they got picked up for exclusivity by Hulu
Yep,
since
that's
Crave
good.
was trying to drop them. And I'm like, God damn it, Canada, get your shit in order. It's a great show.
It is a great show. Can't argue with that.
Can't.
There's no fight in that one.
No fighting that one. That dog just will not hunt.
We saw Detective Pikachu over the weekend.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah.
Oh, what'd you think? I haven't seen it.
It was all right. It's Ryan Reynolds.
You're the version of me that see also my Ryan Reynolds rules
Yeah.
now. But you're the version of me that got into shit that I didn't have access to, and so you
Yeah.
got really way into Pokemon, and I never ever did.
Yeah, sure.
I enjoy it.
The
it's
closest
fine.
you had was Pound Puppies. And,
Correct, and I didn't like them either.
Yeah. No one did.
They made a cartoon. Why?
Because they had to do something after.
And why did my cousins tape it and mail it to me? Like,
Nick, you know you grew up in Germany, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure that for anyone else who doesn't know, Adam spent some time in Germany, away from
quite some time.
yeah. Away from a lot of American media and television and stuff. You know?
right.
That's the Point Break thing.
It's the Point Break thing.
Yeah.
That's the. It was
That
shipped. It was shipped to you.
That was a precious VHS tape. Oh, we had movie rentals though.
The
That was
Pokemon,
cool.
I mean, came in really hard, like for me when I was growing up.
Yeah, but
so-
you're like super expert. You got I helped you clean out your mom's attic that one time, and you had loads of like shit that the Pokemon Foundation, who probably also are the Mormon database.
They keep a list.
Knows too much about Pokemon.
Yeah,
No joke. I actually, from memory, wrote down all 150 original Pokemon.
like in a fever or some shit. Like
No,
the
fuck.
other night, like
He woke.
Let
He
me-
woke in the night.
No. My friend offered me. He said he'd give me 4 free pills of ecstasy if I could remember all 150 Pokemon while I was in his apartment, and it did.
Oh,
And I rolled my balls off. Best day of my life.
best day ever.
Depressed for weeks.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Depressed for weeks afterward, but it was otherwise a good time.
So anyway, obviously, that's my preface. I was really into Pokemon. I went to tournaments and stuff, like whatever.
Oh, cool.
So I was interested in this movie because, like, number
It's
one,
2 things that you love.
it's 2 things that I love. Like, I love the fuck out of Ryan Reynolds, and I love Pokemon for so much. And it's kind of exhausting. Because the problem is, like, it's a fine kids movie. It's got some really weird, like, reveals later on that are really easy to telegraph, or have been telegraphed for like the entire movie. It's totally fine. Who cares? Kids movie. Who gives a shit? Ryan Reynolds is charming in it the entire time.
Sure, he can't help it.
He can't help it. But the thing is, the thing about Pokemon is if they're in a real world, then you start to see that how incredibly dangerous it is. Because, like, we have birds and we have all sorts of animals that fly around. I can only remember birds. We have
But
variety.
you can remember 150 Pokemon.
There's a thing, there's a side thing called wiki groaning. What wiki groaning is when you take 2 Wikipedia articles that are kind of similar, one that's a nerd culture thing and the one's a real life thing, and just compare to see how much content people will write out about. So, like, the article for God is, like, let's say a couple of pages, but the article for, like, all the gods in the Star Trek universe is
Yeah.
like 16,000 pages.
Yeah.
And someone did a comparison of the number of animals in the world versus the number of Pokemon in the world, and it was just like out of the park Pokemon. People, every little description, everything. It's disgusting. But, you know, think
It is shameful.
think nerd. So we have animals running all over us, and only few of them are super dangerous by the way that they actually hunt, because some of them are predators, some of them have sharp teeth, et cetera, et
Is
cetera, et cetera.
Mewtwo one of those?
Mewtwo is, I mean, that was pulled from the real world, yeah. No, in the Pokemon universe, every single one of them has a fucking weapon inside them.
Yeah.
Like, and there's 800 of the goddamn things now because of all the games. So, literally,
Which
like,
one has like the Glock? Is it Squirtle?
It's Glocker.
Squirtle looks like he carry a Glock.
It's the sunglasses. It's only the cool kids.
Oh,
So there's essentially what's happening is, like, in the story, the thing is, like, the main kid, he has to go to Rhyme City where his father was. His father has moved out of his childhood home. He lives with his grandparents. He's going to have to go to where his father is because his father died. He has to collect his father's stuff. And he goes to Rhyme City in this huge fucking Pokemon and human utopia where they all live together. There's no training. They don't battle or whatever. They just kind of live all in the same thing. So think of New York.
how many homeless Pokemon were depicted in the movie?
No homeless ones, but they all just didn't live with anyone because they're everywhere. And that's the point, is that they're fucking everywhere. Think about, like, if you lived in New York,
It's a space issue.
New York, where
lot of
half,
one-bedroom
half the
apartments.
population of New York is pigeons.
You know Snorlax ain't
And
getting
all
no
the- shut
job.
the
That's
fuck
already
up.
That's already true.
God damn it. Let me get my fucking point out.
Sorry, God, go ahead. Go ahead.
If half of the population of New York was just pigeons, and they're all the size of small dogs, and they breathe fire, does that sound like a place any human wants to fucking live? It is fucking monstrous. Like, when he first walks out of Rhyme City and he sees all this shit, he's just constantly, you're just inundated with the reality that it would never fucking work. Because some of those guys literally breathe fire. Some of them shoot bullets out of their assholes.
See,
Like,
also electricity.
yeah, of course, tons of electricity. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucking lousy with electricity.
So they ignore that?
Wouldn't the humans
They're
have
just all happy.
enslaved the electric ones and powered the city by them?
That was also another problem. It's like, that's exactly what would happen in a real life situation. You take
Yeah.
everything, like, wastewater would
Right.
just be like
we
all
would
the
exploit the shit out of this.
exploit the shit out of it.
Yes.
It was like Saturday morning breakfast cereal.
Yeah.
Did a thing about if Superman was real, that he wouldn't be saving anyone. They just put him in a fucking Glock container to make all the energy in the world by a treadmill that can never break.
Right.
He would only see the sun long enough to recharge it because like they don't need that. Like he's not gonna.
Or like a little window opens up at a certain time.
Yeah, just to beam into it. Sorry for getting.
15 minutes.
I'm sorry for losing my temper there. I was just trying to get that.
That's okay, but I'm right. Squirtle ain't getting not Squirtle, but Snorlax. Snorlax ain't getting no damn job, right? Like,
Oh no, of course not. No, doorman.
yeah. He's bad doorman. Like,
Bad doorman still has a job.
but he's big, so I guess
Yeah.
you put him in the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Just roll him back over.
And he's got he's probably got an Uzi.
I love that you're shipping all these Pokemon with fucking guns.
He gangster,
They don't even
man.
need them, though. We
Yeah.
just established this.
Yeah.
Big sleepy gangster. That's what he is.
PSG, Snorlax, all up.
Yeah. He want a nap. That's it. Leave him alone.
Well, now there's a wiki for this, so thank you, guys.
Oh,
Josh is writing it
Yeah.
as he's listening.
he's at it. He's at it right now.
Anyway, go see Pokemon, I guess. Go see Detective Pikachu.
It's good.
It's cute.
Good enough.
Kids will like it probably. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
I think Isaac saw it. I guess that fulfills my duty.
well, yeah, because the young one probably doesn't need to watch anything.
No, he's a little over a month old. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know how to relax.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yet. Yeah.
Anyway,
And then he's 2. And then all of a sudden he's 2 years old.
I have never wanted to break a human's neck more than when they're a 2-year-old.
Oh, I also want to talk about murder mystery.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that.
Let's take a break.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay, bye.
No, he's just the idea, the concept of drugs.
He's actually very nice.
Yeah, shake his hand.
Hey, welcome back to the show, everybody.
Oh, hi.
That's segment
Hey.
4. It's
That was
a
abrupt.
it's a final 4.
I like it.
Well, I mean, I don't actually keep that in the thing. I just use that for me so I could see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
that's sad.
No, that's really just for you guys. So,
All my dreams are shattered now. Okay, sorry, go on.
so this is our last segment. That means we can talk about anything that we haven't covered that we want to talk about that we missed this week, or something that's interesting. Or
No, we did talk about that. Okay, so we covered the big ones.
Nick, anything that happened this week that wasn't related to Vertigo that we didn't cover?
No, we talked outside about D&D, so that was pretty fun.
Yep.
But trying to think of anything else.
Once every 3 weeks, right?
What's that?
Your D&D group
Sessions.
yeah.
Well, it was the first one, so we'll see when we meet again. But yeah, 3 weeks
Sure,
will be
sure.
the next time we meet.
That's a good cadence, I think.
I
Yeah.
maintain
Yeah.
one of the hardest things in the world for when you become an adult is to do a consistent game night. It is
Especially for games like that.
almost fucking impossible.
Yeah.
Because somebody has something that comes up. They have to work
Right.
late. They're on
Yeah.
call. They're
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah.
They're doing that. The
Yeah.
kid's on fire. Like shit like that.
Yeah.
Everything gets in the way of it. It's very difficult to do. So I think a 3-week stretch, while awkward, schedule wise,
Sure.
because again, you can't guarantee that 3 weeks from now you're not going to be like an all-nighter or whatever.
But it's reasonable to
Drawing
say.
blood from orphans or whatever the fuck you do.
Sure. It's just squeezing them.
Just squeezing them till all the juice comes out.
Right. Like macadamia nuts.
Yeah, exactly like macadamia nuts. Orphans.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's difficult. But that is also a good it's a good distance to plan
Right.
around stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I
pretty
feel
good.
it's pretty safe that I'm going to keep that appointment.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm
That's
also
fun.
glad you're playing a paladin. That's very exciting for me.
Yeah.
Are you
Oh,
like
that's-
pious as fuck, or are you like paladin for the
I'm-
devil?
No, I'm not
That
an
can
evil
happen too.
paladin. I'm pretty. I am lawful neutral.
Ooh, okay.
And so what I'm going with here is that through the trauma that the paladin has experienced in his background is really, really into smiting and destroying evil creatures,
Bullies.
but in a utilitarian way. Because I don't
Always a
really,
utilitarian.
I'm not really concerned about what the good I'm doing. I'm more that these creatures are like offensive to me to exist.
right.
Okay.
So that's the pure purpose.
The axiom
Yeah.
of the tyrant.
And so that was the best thing that happened today is the role-playing aspect of it, because we have characters that are good and are like, well, the bad guys, whatever creatures they may be, let's see what's really going on here.
misunderstood.
Yes.
Sure.
And I'm like, yeah, sure, we'll talk it out. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, hammer.
Yeah.
Tell you what,
And that's great because,
talk to my
I'm a
God
pretty
about
diplomatic person, so it's great to role play against character. That's the
Yes.
best part about role playing.
Absolutely.
actually, that's super dangerous with a paladin.
Yeah.
Because historically, classically,
He's talking about his personal self versus. Yeah.
oh, I know, but the thing is, like, historically, like, paladins, the big problem with them is they're usually like the Boy Scout.
But that's no longer in fight.
It's no longer.
Yes.
Yeah, it depends on the god you're paladining for.
Right.
Same thing with the warlocks. Like, it depends on what you're down with. But the thing is, regardless of what you're doing, if you act in a manner that is outside of your alignment that you chose, you lose stuff potentially.
Absolutely. And we talked about that
you
too.
get punished for it.
But while
But lawful neutral is actually a really good way to go
Yeah.
for that. That's like the linchpin.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well,
is it though?
Sure.
our DM has been DMing for like 30 plus years now, and
Cool.
it's like when the rules were that everyone had to be lawful good before, that was really interesting to play with.
Sure.
Because that's a really strict code for how you're going to act or not act.
Very, yeah.
And
You had to be Captain America all the
and
time.
many of your party members are going to not go with that.
Right.
So how do you negotiate around?
They're gonna
that
get the
and
job
still
done.
participate.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing most people just don't get with that kind of with role playing, like especially tabletop pen and paper shit. If you've never done it before, you don't know how creative it is. You don't know it's not just figurines moving around and someone rolling dice. Like, it's a whole thing. It's like just playing improv for 4 hours where
that's what-
you might ruin everyone else's 4 hours if you do something
And
super
that's why it was
stupid.
great role playing today with those characters that I was saying. We're wanting to be diplomatic whenever we faced whoever we might face.
Yeah.
We're getting in like a moral argument in front of each other, but it's all in good nature because
Sure.
they're not that character actually, and neither am I.
Right.
You know?
But
So-
the thing is, like, if you have a group of people taking their character seriously,
Right.
and kind of like, what would my character think about this situation? When it was like the lawful good Boy Scout, Paladin, Superman guy, if you happen to be a GM that really liked party infighting, that was a quick way. Like, just insert one of those in. Like, so the scumbags of the party, like, trying to get the job done in the quickest, most efficient, and possibly morally questionable way.
Right.
Now you have to fight your paladin,
Right.
because he's
Right.
pissed. And that's fun. It's fun.
Well, it's fun when the moral right is also a foil,
Yeah.
Right.
just in general. So
Anyway, I think that's exciting,
Yeah.
and I'm happy for you.
yeah,
Very
let us
happy.
know. Let us know what happens.
Yeah.
Write some stuff down too, because like even having a good memory, like you can still lose place of like the really cool fucking
Yeah.
antics that happen.
And 3 weeks is kind of a big, like,
Yeah.
taking
Yeah.
notes is
Yeah.
going to be a good idea, because 3 weeks, like, you're going to come back after 3 weeks, and the first thing the GMs might say is, okay, where do we leave off?
Right.
And like somebody has to
Yeah.
like fill it in.
Yeah.
So 3 weeks is a long time to forget stuff. So
Absolutely.
there's that.
Feels about right.
Feels about good. Feels good. Feels good. Man.
Feels good, man.
Group of 5 then.
What's that?
You group of 5 you're playing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The perfect size.
Yeah. Well, with a good GM.
What is the sixth? Is there 6 people total? The GMs of
Yes.
okay, so but 5 players.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually 4's the,
Four is
the best.
perfect for general, but if a person can handle 5, that's
Right.
fucking amazing. Yeah.
Because combat can go so long if you have like 6, 7, 8 people.
Oh yeah, that's nuts.
It's awful.
Yeah. What was that? What was that one that you absolutely hated to play? The anime based one.
Oh,
Fucking. It was a it was a role playing game wherein that if you do completely outlandish things like anime style, like instead of just hitting a guy, if you're like, I'm going to jump off the wall and then do a flip and then try to slash him while I'm coming down, you get extra dice rolls, or you get like extra
So for some flourish.
Right, but the problem is that also brings in some of the worst kinds of people who want to make this huge, crazy fucking narrative about it, because
Yeah.
they're also like, not only are they role playing, but they're also like, what I'm doing is important. Like they're really being overly dramatic because it gives them benefits or whatever. And I think like Adam was playing. Can't remember again what the game was.
can't remember the name of it.
You weren't playing by those rules. You were just like, I fucking punched that guy. You know?
Oh God! Well, the guy running it was the problem there.
Yeah.
The way he was running it was like 30 minutes of exposition.
Yeah.
And Dave and I were playing, and that's
Oh right, I
that's
forgot
a
Dave.
bad thing to happen.
Dave Rockall.
Me and Dave always team up. And one time we looked at each other while he was like going on and on about describing what was happening around. And Dave and I looked at each other, looked back at him, looked at each other and just rolled. And he stops. And we're like in front of the queen of some shit or whatever. And he stops like, what did you roll for? I was like, we attack. And we did.
Yeah.
And we murdered people. Yeah. And I hate that game. It's so fucking boring.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Well, I can already tell the DM was more experienced than other DMs I played with because my other fellow players were starting to get bogged down in one encounter where we're just getting the setup. We're getting the setup of the entire campaign.
Sure.
And that's it. But they're continuing to question, like, but what this?
Right.
And then he just, like, throws in an encounter immediately. Like,
Right.
we're in a tavern getting the laydown, of course.
Right.
With the mayor.
Sure.
And then,
And then the football
they're getting
team comes in.
And they're getting bogged down. And it's like, well, now we got a hill giant that's busting in, but it's not here to attack you. He's got another problem.
Right.
It's like,
Sure.
okay, so
He has
we're
thousands of
moving
letters from
action
Santa.
Forward.
Right.
It's
He
great.
wants those ribs they cook on this night at that bar.
Exactly.
He wants the baby back ribs.
Yep.
And he thought he was going to miss them all.
That's all he can say too.
Baby back
Baby back ribs. Baby back. I attack him. Like,
Yeah, I'm threatened. Yes. And
yeah.
that would be fucking fantastic.
What is?
I'd be down. I'd be like, damn, baby back ribs here? Like, oh, shit. I would start screaming with the big guy.
Me too. Baby back ribs.
Baby back ribs. That sounds magical.
That sounds magical. I didn't know we were. Didn't know this tavern was called Chili's. This is
Yeah.
perfect.
I'm new here.
So we're basically running out of time. What do we want to toast? Nick, what should we toast this week?
I'm completely blanking out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything notable, Adam?
Should I? No, I couldn't do
To
that.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. Yeah. Cheers, buddy. You're good. You're good stuff.
Yeah. Don't be so sad.
I don't think he's sad. I think he's a normal guy.
What a treat. What a treasure.
What a
And
treasure.
Tom Holland.
And
Patton
Tom Holland.
Oswalt. Toby Keith.
I've been watching Happy.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. Another comic book adaptation.
I like Happy a lot.
But
Oh,
yeah,
you can't
Patton Oswalt, like voicing Happy is really perfect.
I haven't tried that yet.
It's good.
That show.
It's
That show.
It's worth it.
violent.
It's very violent.
Yeah.
Oh, so violent, but wonderful. And what's his face? Main guy from Happy. I can't remember what his fucking name.
I can't remember his name either, but it's like, oh, I've seen him in literally. Oh, but what though? Like, I
But
can't
he's
remember.
wonderful. He plays this like kind of. I mean, he plays it really like off
Yeah.
on the cuff. You know, like it's wonderful.
So is Gotham still on? I remember you were
Gotham's
watching
gone
that
now.
for a little bit.
Gotham's gone now.
Okay.
It ended with Batman existing in the universe, and
At least it ended.
well, what's really funny about it is that they for the last season they got 12 episodes, and they somehow convinced the producers to allow them to have one more or two more episodes so they can finally hit 100 episodes.
Oh.
So they got their money. What is it called when you get the syndication or whatever? Like,
Yeah.
you get that 100 episodes.
Oh, is that really what the level is for
Once you
syndication?
get 100, then you get that revolving money that comes
Yeah.
in for all, which is great. But I don't know if Gotham deserved that.
I don't know if Seinfeld deserved that, but
Seinfeld at least had
they certainly got it.
merit that we don't respect. Whatever. We can talk about Seinfeld in a different episode.
Yeah, we're not drunk enough for that yet.
We're not drunk. Thank you. Yes, that's the rule.
I told
Anyway,
you I ate Dylan.
what?
I told you I ate Dylan. He tastes bad.
Tastes bad, man.
Tastes bad, man. .jpg. Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Nick, thanks so much for coming and hanging out with us.
Yeah, Nick. Always a pleasure.
Always,
you guys.
always come back whenever.
You're fantastic meat.
Excellent. I almost want to ask
High
you.
praise.
I want to ask you if you can call the shot line 802-359-7468 after a session, if you have the energy to just tell us what's going on, because I'm fascinated by it and I miss playing those games. I don't have the fucking time.
Oh, D&D.
Yeah, D&D. Yeah. Or
No,
whatever.
not squeezing orphans for all their juices.
Yeah, I don't want to hear updates on that.
We know what that's like.
Yeah, I have 4chan for that. That's fine.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez.
Yeesh.
Oof.
Blood oafs.
Blood oofs. This is good. I'm keeping that.
But yes, please come back anytime you want. And we did discuss too. You wanted to bring one of your colleagues and have a professional episode.
Absolutely. Well, not a professional episode. Just a deep dive on one topic.
Yeah. And I'd love that. Figure out the plan for that. Open Saturdays.
We'll be back.
Yeah. Adam, thanks for helping me run the show today.
Hey, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. And you look good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, my back hurts.
If you like the show, you want to know more about the show, you can go to contentpending.com. It's contentpending.com. Episodes that we've done in the past, other shows that we've done in the past. If you like any of those, please let us know what you like. Might do them again. You can go to facebook.com/contentpending or Content Pending the Show. They all go to the same place. You can go to CP_the show or Content Pending on Twitter. Instagram is contentpending.com. Content Pending, DOTCOM, spelled all the way out. What else? Yeah, I mean, we're on the internet. We're also on your smart devices. If you have a smart speaker of any kind, you can just ask it to play a podcast, Content Pending the Show, and it will play it like magically. You're doing the dishes or like trying to find some sexy music for you and your loved one.
We do not guarantee which episode it plays.
Yeah, we can't guarantee any of that, but we do know you will orgasm.
Oh, definitely. Yes.
You can also find us on the iTunes Store, Google Store. You can find us Stitcher. You can find us on Spotify. Any of the places where you can consume any of this shit, any app that you use to consume the shit, please go find us and share it with your friends, because this is the way we do a thing if we want a thing. Now all of a sudden I sound like the guy from CinemaSins, and I don't like that because I hate the way he fucking talks. Anyway, I'm Travis, and I love you so much, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Welcome to the apartment. I'm so glad you decided to hang out with me. Over there's the bathroom. Here's the kitchen. And that's my roommate, Drugs.
Content Pending.